Hey, what up? What up? So this one is about essentially. So I find myself there's a lot of things that I'm involved with, and say one of them is computer or not computer, learning to play the piano. Also things on the computer, making YouTube videos, say writing a book, learning about music production. I'm reading books. Like there's a lot of things, as well as starting a business and this and that. There's all these things, going to the gym, yoga, teaching yoga. And so it's like I got like a full plate going on, right? And so the thing is, I find myself sometimes wanting to, despite all of that, take on even more things where it's just like because I feel like I would like to, and also learning Spanish and just on and on and on. I have a list of things that are important to me, but if I try to take on too many things, and I don't balance the load properly, then I can get burnt out and whatnot. But what I have found is that it's all about the approach. And so the thing is, so like I'm wanting to break free from my current employment. This yoga thing, it's taking time to come to fruition to a point where I'm actually charging people and making money. I'm still in this process. It's taken years, right? And it's like, okay, but what can I do right now? And so I had this idea where it's like, okay, I could buy a laser burner, but it's like, the amount of time that it would take to, like, I could buy the thing on credit. It costs like $5-6 for like a really nice one from like a really good company. But then you need to learn all of the software. Then you need to work on your designs. You need to come up with a portfolio of all of these different designs. And then you need to actually go through the process of making these things and then making them better. I mean, it takes a lot of, investment. There's a lot of time and energy that goes into developing anything that you're working on, any sort of a project or something that you're doing. And so the thing is, and also I have this idea where it's like I would love to create a thing where, like some people go to church. Well, not everybody wants to go to church or believes in that kind of stuff in the way that it's presented, but they like, they identify as spiritual. And so create a thing where it's like on where people would get together and have connection and have community and talk about spirituality and stuff like that without all of the kind of weird stuff that certain other religions are practice and whatnot. So something, for this modern age, for like a younger generation, not just like, it's totally open to everybody, but something that that is relevant in today's day and age. And it's like I really want to create this, but it's like the time that it takes to develop this, to really and then to put it out there. It takes marketing, it takes getting, it takes setting up websites and emails and all this kind of stuff, and then eventually renting places and doing all of these things. And so I came to a place last night where it was like, well, thinking about how much time it's taking just to say make the poster that I would paste around town to see who had interest in this kind of things, and then start collecting emails and on and on and on, and then and build towards this thing. And I thought, it's like, well, if I get myself involved in this sort of a thing, I am essentially going to have to neglect other things that I've started and been working on that I'm already invested in. And so I laid down and I thought about that, and it's just like, well, that doesn't make sense to me. I need to finish writing a book, I need to start producing music properly, and on and on and on. There's other things that I've involved myself in. And so I kind of went this way. I was like, okay, well, maybe that doesn't make sense. Maybe I just need to focus on what's most important to me. And that felt good for a little bit, but then I realized it's just like making these YouTube videos. What's important is to not make a big deal out of it. Anything that you are pouring your heart and soul into, you can, if you make a big deal out of it and you become consumed by it, that's one thing, but it doesn't need to be like that. You can say, for example, I was practicing piano for an hour a day. Now I practice 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes in the evening. And so you cut that down. And it's the same thing with like yoga and this and that. It's like it takes a bit to wrap your head around what's going on, teaching yoga, that is. But once you get there, you cut it down to size and make sure that you're not making a big deal out of it. The same thing with these YouTube videos. I mean, you can spend all kinds of time coming up with scripts and, like, you know, to do with editing and all this kind of stuff, or you can just do it all on your phone and then make like a quick thumbnail, or not even make a thumbnail in the sense of using like Canva or something like that, and, you know, designing a thing and just like just putting it out there. And then when it's not a big deal, when you didn't make a big deal out of it and it didn't consume a bunch of your time, then it takes a load off and it's a lot easier to do it. And I find that, you know, the way I'm thinking now, it's like I have the time and the energy and the ability to do all of these things that I want to do, so long as I don't let anything get out of, like, grow out of proportion, so that it becomes this thing in my life that consumes a lot of my time and energy and mental and emotional, you know, what I have available to me. And so, yeah, I just think that is an interesting revelation of the day, is just to not make a big deal out of stuff. You know, I adopt this philosophy in a variety of places in my life, because I see, say, other people at times when certain things happen, they make a big deal out of it. And you can tell that it's, you know, it doesn't, it isn't helping anything, making a big deal. Like, say, my old man, he got sick recently, and he's just like, oh yeah, and on and on and on, sort of just like, you know, whining and complaining. It's just like, who cares? Yeah, you and everybody else. Like, suck it up, princess. I mean, everybody got sick this winter, so many people, and if you didn't, then you're gonna get sick. It was crazy. Like, so many people all over the place got sick. So it's like, when it happens to you, just you know, suck it up. You know, get on with it. Don't make a big deal out of it. Just do your best. And yeah, same thing with all this stuff. Yeah, so don't make a big deal out of it. It's the name of the game for me right now.